Being in the moment, why is it so hard? Living and breathing are moment-to-moment occurrences. There is nothing more fragile than the breath. A great teaching it imparts is about non-attachment. Incoming air is life-giving and outgoing air is poisonous, full of carbon dioxide. Both share the same air passage. The cells of the body are attached to neither. We know from medical science that there is such a thing as too much oxygen, which can lead to toxicity, just as too much carbon dioxide in the system is also dangerous. The work in the lungs of offloading carbon dioxide and bringing in fresh oxygen cannot be interrupted day or night. The moment we are in is a live moment. Being with the breath keeps us in tune with this very moment, which encompasses everything we consider as life. But why is it difficult for us to make being in the moment a conscious, living experience that we carry with us wherever we go, regardless of the circumstances we may encounter? Since the work of breathing is so intimately connected with the present moment, they say observing the breath calms the mind. By being in tune with the breath all the time, we may become calmer, gentler, and more introspective. But is that a practical and workable solution in today's busy world? The two are diametrically opposite. On one hand, watching and being with the breath pulls us towards calmness. And on the other, perhaps in that very instant in which we are trying to be in tune with the breath, the happenings of the external world may pull our attention in the opposite direction. Breath awareness as an approach to inner calmness works quite well when done in short spurts during dedicated times when we can set aside time without other distractions. However, a part-time approach such as this may not bring about lasting inner transformation that we seek. The benefits are certainly there, but in most cases would be of temporary nature. This moment is not a path or a road. It does not lead to anywhere except back into itself. What is this moment anyway? We struggle to maintain a footing in it without fully understanding what it really means. What brings about the moment, which is common to everything in the physical universe? It cannot be explained. It does not passively or actively influence our way of living. We are virtually on parallel tracks. It does not come from one place and go to another place. We frequently talk about moments in plural as if there are an infinite number of them. If so, one moment must die for another to take birth. What happens in the brief period between the death of one moment and the birth of another? Life in our body does not flicker with the waxing and waning of moments. Perhaps there's no such a thing as moments strung together to create the continuum of time. Time perhaps is the creation of the mind. Time implies division between the past and the future. Mind exists in either the past or the future. It cannot be in both simultaneously. As thoughts transition from that of the past to the future or vice versa, or in the past and in the future, we perceive movement in the mind. We are well accustomed to this movement. Sometimes the movement of thought is very fast and it gets intense and tiresome. At other times it is slow, predictable, and we closely equate that with relaxation. We are unfamiliar with the concept of no thought activity and hence no movement in the mind. For most people, an ideal scenario would be a pleasant and gentle thought movement as if they're experiencing a cool breeze on a pleasant evening on a beach someplace. No wonder we equate relaxation and vacationing with a beach destination. A vacation such as this is a corollary to the deeper experience in the mind of slowing down of mental activity. Why do we equate slowing of mental activity with relaxation when we can completely cease physical activity such as lying on a couch? Mental activity unlinks us from the moment. Thinking is related to the past or the future. We cannot think about the present. In the very act of thinking, the moment disappears. When the movement of the mind completely ceases, we jump into the moment. We experience this for fractions of a second during the day as thoughts transition from one to another. It happens so fast that our attention naturally is on the thought and not on the place in between them. We miss those precious instances of no thought activity. This is why being in the moment is such a hard thing to sustain. We cannot think or reason our way into it. The doors open only when we set aside the crown we wear, which is the mind. I invite you to join me in a subsequent talk as we explore ways of staying out of the reach of the mind and consequently being in the moment.